Welcome into WFRV Plus Sports Night. I am Kyle Malzahn, pleased as always to be joined by the lovely Carson Fowler. There you go.
Lovely.
Yeah, you got a lovely face. You got a face made for radio, but
Cap.
all right. All right, so the Packer season is done.
Yep.
Few days removed.
Yep.
But I thought it was a good time to assess the season as a whole. So if we were teachers, we're going to give out our report cards or just like rapid fire questions.
Okay.
All right. I'll start first. Carson, who is your team MVP?
Team MVP. Ooh. Okay. This is a two-parter.
Yeah.
Because I would say it would have been Tucker Kraft, given the way that he was playing. But I would say, given how the season ended, I think I would. Man, this is actually really tough. I think I'm going to go with McKinney. I just feel like.
Wow.
I don't know. I feel like that's not a good answer.
That is not, because he dropped like 5 interceptions, but
I just don't know how to answer that question because there's a lot of players that I would say are MVP caliber players for this team, but if you didn't finish the season, I can't give you the MVP award.
why?
I can't say it's Micah Parsons. You didn't finish the season.
I mean, that's not to his detriment.
Would Matthew Stafford win the MVP if he got injured?
I'm saying like team MVP. I'm not.
Okay. I don't know. Probably Micah then. I guess.
I would say Micah or
Yeah.
Jordan Love. Like he only threw 6 interceptions.
Yeah.
I mean, he at least got them in a position to win ball games this year. And
Yeah.
that's what you want from your quarterback. I mean, you could say that for any quarterback. All right. Let me ask you, who played their last snap as a Green Bay Packer?
Ooh. I would like to believe that Rashawn Gary
Same.
probably played his last snap.
No doubt. I mean, you saw flashes from Lucas Van Ness. You saw flashes of Barron Sorrell.
I just think where they're at cap wise, I think they're negative 37 million going into next year. I mean, that's just like what he's going to be like a $25 million cap hit. So that's just like easy.
Right. Unless the Packers can negotiate a deal that fits their team needs.
Maybe defer some of his money.
Well, just like he can't be back on this team for $25 million.
No, absolutely.
Right. So like I would say that with the young play of like Warren Brinson, Barron Sorrell, like there was other young guys, Lucas Van Ness, that got to the quarterback that you feel okay and not commit $25 million a year with and move on from Rashawn
Oh,
Gary.
absolutely. I mean, that's the name of the game. I mean, when you have younger players like that you can develop and that are valuable and that, have pretty good volume of output that they're doing, that's where you make your money in this.
And that's where the Packers have thrived so well, and a part of their consistent success has been through the draft, and they've done a pretty good job. Once a player is on their way out and they don't see fit, that's why they got a guy like Barron Sorrell.
Exactly.
Okay. Most disappointing. Now there's two different, that question varies than the one I just asked you of who played their last snap. Most disappointing player for you.
I mean, I would say it's probably also Rashawn Gary.
Okay. That's fine.
Like,
That's fine.
I just think given the way that he started the season,
7.5 sacks through 8 weeks.
like I would say the back half of his season was very, very disappointing.
I would say Rasheed Walker. You watch the tape on him throughout this season and is very underwhelming for a guy who played really good as a rookie in this league. And let's face it, he was in a position group battle in training camp. Who knew if you would have started the season as their left tackle? They went and rolled the dice with Rasheed Walker, and I think Jordan Morgan's the left tackle for the future. And I think he was the least impressive for me, just most disappointing for me, Rasheed Walker.
Super fair.
Okay, on the offense, like who needs to step up next year? Let's go offense first.
See, these are difficult questions because I would say Matthew Golden, but I don't know if he needs to step up.
Yeah.
He's a very talented wide receiver. I mean, the level of difficulty on the catches he was making in the moments that it happened against the Bears. Like I think about that 4th and 7 that would have ended the game. I mean, that was a pretty difficult catch. I mean, he had to secure that pretty much right next to the boundary. He had a couple of good catches throughout the season that I was very impressed with. A guy that needs to step up on offense.
I got one name.
Go ahead.
Emmanuel Wilson. And I think Emmanuel Wilson is a really good.
You think he needs to step up?
Yeah, because Look, I think he was fantastic in the opportunity that he gave you, but you have to do it again. Like, you have to step up once again and prove yourself. And that's no detriment, because I could say Jaden Reed, but Jaden Reed's been a solid player. Did he drop that ball in Chicago? Sure. He's been a solid player when he's on the field. He had some drop issues the last few years, but he's a playmaker. It's really hard for me to say step up to one of the wide receivers. I would say Romeo Doubs, but like, Dobbs probably isn't going to be here next year. Right. So I would say Romeo Doubs, but I'll say Emmanuel Wilson, because anytime you have a negative 19-yard play or something like that can't happen. Like, you just got to step up.
I think the guy that I would need to step up is Dontavian Wicks. I mean, he is very close to being a very good wide receiver, and we've seen flashes, but there's just the inconsistent play. And that, to me, does not have the makings of a NFL wide receiver long term. Got to make plays over and over and over.
All right, on defense, you can't say Rashawn Gary again. Guy who needs to step up.
Guy who needs to step up. I would say Keyshawn Nixon.
Perfect answer.
I think, he played his position well this year, but he wasn't a lockdown corner.
Right.
And I think the definition of a lockdown corner is, I do not want to go up against that guy. Nobody feared Keyshawn Nixon.
And that's what you need as a cornerback one.
Like, you want the wide receiver, when they're following you in man-to-man, to get frustrated that Keyshawn Nixon is the one following you.
I will say, for me, who needs to step up is Carrington Valentine. If he's on the roster next year, he has to step up.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because you're whatever they do in free agency or in the draft at corner, if he's on this football team, he has to get better at tackling.
I just think he's got to stop playing the ball. Like,
I think he needs to stop running his mouth and start playing football is what I think he needs to do.
That's fair too.
Yeah.
I just think there were so many moments where he went for a big time play, and it's like, okay, I understand that you're a playmaker, you're in the NFL, but if you miss those plays, you give up big plays on the other end.
Correct. All right. One surprising Packer that will not be on the team next year.
Ooh. So I don't know if this is much of a well, this could be a surprise. I would say Marshawn Lloyd.
Very fair. I don't
hate to say that.
I think that is a surprise.
Because
he's a third-round draft pick.
Yeah, because he'll be going on his third year. And how many games has he played in?
One. And it was the home opener his rookie year versus the Colts, and he hasn't played an NFL game since.
Man, I really feel for the kid, because I think he's got a lot of talent. He was a really good running back at USC. I mean, he's a third-round draft pick for a reason, but you're going on year 3. You've kind of got 3 running backs that have roles on this team.
Yep.
Chris Brooks is your third down guy, your fourth down guy for pass protection.
Yep.
Josh Jacobs is your bell cow. And Emmanuel Wilson's the guy that gives you subs when Josh Jacobs has to come out of the ballgame.
For me, I'll say Elton Jenkins.
Really?
Yeah, he's owed a lot of money. They got through the season without him. Sure, can he play all across the line? Sure, but they want him to play at center.
Dude, but how many issues do they have with Sean Ryan as a center, though?
I don't know. I mean, Sean Ryan's in a contract here, so I don't even think neither of them could come back.
Interesting.
I
think they would draft a center?
I don't know what they do at center, but I just think this team
I think that's a bad look to let him go.
Really? Because
he's a long-time tenured Packer.
He wasn't good as a center. He wasn't good as a center.
Right.
No, that offensive line had way too many issues. Elton Jenkins did not play. If you go look at the tape, now it's been a few months.
That's not his primary position. That's
where they're playing him.
Fair, but now he's had a year playing this position. I mean, I think he can get better at it. I think when you go into training camp knowing you're going to be a center, I think that gives you way more confidence as the season goes on.
But
I think Jordan Morgan, perfect example. Like, he's a left tackle.
Yeah.
He should go into training camp and they should have him on the outside.
But where's he going to play on this offensive line if he's not playing center? Because your left tackle is Jordan Morgan. Your left guard is Aaron Banks. You committed a ton of money. Center, TBD. Right guard is Anthony Belton, who played fantastic for his rookie season.
True.
And your right tackle is Zach Tom. So where does he fit on the line? It's center or nothing.
Yeah.
Unless they move on from Aaron Banks, I don't have the financials in front of me, but they committed a ton of money last offseason to him.
Yeah. I think it's like is it like 9 million or 19?
It's a lot.
It's something. It's a lot of money though.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I think it's 9.
We're going to look it up.
What is
4
it?
years, $77 million
Yeah,
with
so
a
that's like
$27 million signing bonus.
Yes,
20.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's $19 million a year. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think it would be. It's just, listen, for an organization that cares about the guys that have been around the team for a long time. I think that would be a bad look. I think you got to find a way to incorporate him onto that offensive line. If it's not at center, somewhere else, and just figure it out.
The Packers have a history of moving on from guys 1 year too early, 1 year, not 1 year too late. I think Elton fits that mold. If you moved on from Aaron Rodgers and you moved on from Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb
It's fair.
and all these other guys, Elton Jenkins is certainly movable.
Yeah. I don't know. There's just a lot of issues with Sean Ryan at center, man.
And I don't know if Sean Ryan comes back either. So I don't know what they do at center, but they got to get a little creative. All right, let's take a break here on WFRV Plus Sports Night, and then we'll come back on the other side with some good other Packers conversation. All right, welcome back into WFRV Plus Sports Night. Playing a little Q&A with the man in Green Bay. His name is Carson Fowler. In this WFRV Plus studio. Had no idea where I was going with that, but it's okay. We move on. All right, let's play some other quick hitting Packers questions. I'll go here.
Okay.
Biggest need for the roster next season?
Ooh. I would say a slot corner.
Yeah. I would say just cornerback in general.
Yeah, just corner in general, but slot for sure.
Do you trust, this isn't really, I'll say this. Do you trust the front office?
Ooh. Yes. I'll say yes because I can really only speak to the last 2 years because I just got to Green Bay, but I got to see what the Green Bay Packers were in 2024 and 25. They brought in McKinney. They brought in Josh Jacobs. Jordan Morgan looks like a pretty good left tackle.
Yep.
Matthew Golden, I think, can be a really good wide receiver. Anthony Bellens look great. I'm just thinking of the guys they got in the earlier rounds. And then you went on and got Micah Parsons this year. I would say that, yes, I trust that front office.
I do too. I think Goody's a smart man. I think
I think he's putting a good team on the table. Just depends on what they can do with it.
One thing I always respect about Brian Gutekunst is that no matter what feelings or what players do for the organization and the community, he always puts the Green Bay Packers first. And
no one's above the team.
Exactly. You want the best players, even if that means moving on from, let's just say, a guy like Aaron Jones, who meant so much for the community, but the writing was on the wall that he's getting a little older. He's a running back. They don't really last that long in the NFL. Now, granted, Aaron Jones still can do it, but they got a little better with Josh Jacobs.
Absolutely.
All right. What's your breakout player for the 2026 season?
Breakout player. I'm going to say Matthew Golden.
Great answer.
I think Romeo Doubs,
but easy answer.
Probably going to be on a different team next year. He's going to get paid. Okay. Christian Watson's going to be in a contract year, but his role and Matthew Golden's are a little bit different. I think I'm going to go on a limb here. I think Matthew Golden will kind of replace what Jaden Reed is.
Wow.
I think.
Do you think Jaden Reed turns into what like Romeo is? They're kind of two different players.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like Jaden's more gadgety and Romeo's more of a hands catcher.
I think so because I think the intangibles that Matthew Golden has benefit him more to be more of a gadget player more than a downfield guy because he's not going to win those one-on-ones with the bigger corners because he's smaller.
Right.
But he's so fast if you just give him some running room. Like the touchdown that he had against the Bears. That was an unbelievable play that was set up by him getting to the outside on a screen and then beating his man and then breaking 2 tackles.
Yeah. Like he just wanted it more too.
Absolutely.
They need more of that.
Yeah.
For me, I'll say Baron Sorrell. I mean, when he got opportunity in Minnesota, now granted, like the Vikings aren't the end all be all Super Bowl favorite, high power, but they were still playing their starters. And Baron Sorrell went out there and balled out.
Good.
And I think Rashawn Gary's on his way out. And I think Baron Sorrell is going to be the breakout player. You could also make an argument. A lot of people are high on this guy named Colin Oliver. But I think
Micah.
Yeah, even though did you see Colin Oliver's comments on that?
He said he's like,
I hate it. I'm my own player. Like I actually
really?
hate when people say that.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know. I did not see that.
Yeah. All right. Let's get back to some Q&A in Green Bay. Matt LaFleur back next year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing has convinced me otherwise.
Yeah.
The press conference that he gave kind of convinced me. Now I'm not so sure.
Right. Every second that goes on in these days and he hasn't been quote unquote fired or the team parted ways like they said with Mike Tomlin.
I'll add one more thing. I think the Packers would be making a big mistake having not already fired him given all of the coaches that are available right now.
Right.
Because listen, I could totally see John Harbaugh being like, I want to be with the Packers organization. Like, I don't need to have an owner anymore.
Well, I think that's a foregone conclusion that John Harbaugh, I saw something reported by ESPN. I think it was Adam Schefter that went on this morning and said John Harbaugh's first stop that he would want, the first position he would want would be Green Bay. That would be at the top of his list.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a Midwestern guy. He's actually from Cleveland. But yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to be the head coach of the Green Bay Packers? So I think the Packers would be doing themselves a disservice having not already fired him just to sort of get the ball rolling, which makes me believe that LaFleur will be the head coach.
100%. I agree with you, but I don't agree with the decision. All right. This is going to be an interesting question. I am very intrigued what you think on this.
Okay.
What carries the Green Bay Packers next season more, the offense or defense?
Ooh. I'll give you a two-part answer to this question. I think the defense will carry them. However, I think for them to win a Super Bowl, it has to be the offense.
Yeah.
Listen, every NFL team that makes the playoffs has a very good defense.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to have a dynamic offense.
Yep.
Defense wins you championships, but offense keeps you in games.
Very, very true. I'm going to say that the defense, I agree with everything you just said there. The defense is going to carry this team because defense wins championships.
Absolutely.
Old quote. But I think the offense will hold their own.
Yes.
Now,
just think about all the teams that have won Super Bowls the last few years. They've had really good defenses, but they've also had just weapons everywhere in offense. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Look at all the guys that he had. Think about the Eagles.
Yep.
Look at all the guys that Jalen Hurts had. Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown.
and
Devontae
Saquon
Smith.
had probably the best career or best year for a running back.
He was 10 yards away from
Unreal.
breaking the single season
Unreal.
rush yards record, whatever it was. But Jordan Love's got to take another step. Listen, he was very good this year. I think he had 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 2 of them coming in that Denver game. So he almost had a 6-to-1 touchdown interception ratio, which is amazing. Like he really good at not turning the ball over. But for them to become the Super Bowl team that they want to be, I think your prediction that stood at the beginning of the year, which was that he needs to be 4,000 plus yards, 40 touchdowns, I think what you said it was?
Something like
35
that.
plus.
35 plus, I think.
Like he needs to be there.
Yeah.
And like I would even take a couple more interceptions to you throwing like 10 or 15 more touchdowns.
Now, he did sit out a few games because of the concussion. So what
Totally.
could have been,
For sure.
he may have hit that mark, but availability is your best ability at the end of the day. All right, let's keep this moving. Will the Packers be in the playoffs next year?
Absolutely.
Okay. I only asked that because like the NFC North is a very tough division. The
For
Bears
sure.
look legit.
Can I go on a little rant here?
Sure. We need to fill some time, so sure.
The Bears finished the season 11-6, and they won 7 games by 1 score, 6 of them when trailing under 2 minutes.
Okay.
Take that out. Do that year out 10 times. How many times do you think they go 11-6 if they had 7 one-score games, 6 of them when trailing under 2 minutes? There's no way they go 11-6 again. With the row of games they had. Like in 10 years, if they did that exact same thing every year, they'd have a losing record more than half the time.
The caveat to that is like maybe they aren't they're not as close in the game because they're winning by a lot. That's the other, like I'm just playing devil's advocate here, you know?
For sure. I think it's just they find ways to win, but I think good teams just put you away. And the Bears have a terrible defense. They are very fortunate that they force the most turnovers in the NFL. And granted, that's good too. But some of that is on opposing offenses and giving the ball away.
I don't disagree with you. It's a good conversation.
I just don't think the Bears are going to come away with as many wins given the scenarios they've been in.
Yeah.
Now, granted, the Lions also had a down year. They were 9-8.
And let's not forget, they were kind of retooling their staff a little bit without their two gurus, their defense and offense.
Totally.
And it looks like McDaniel's going to be getting a job interview soon with the Lions. So, if Mike McDaniel's the OC, man, like.
Totally fair. And if the Vikings start to figure it out.
There's a lot of hypotheticals we could play.
I would say yes. You brought in Micah Parsons to make a Super Bowl run. If you don't make the playoffs, oh my God, fire everyone.
Yeah.
Dump the team if you don't make the playoffs with everyone they have.
Can't sell the team because they don't have an owner.
Well, I'm saying dump everyone, like rebuild, retool if you don't make the playoffs.
You're great. Okay, this is interesting. Will they host a playoff game next year? They haven't hosted since 2021.
My inclination is to say yes, because with everyone they had, minus Tucker Kraft and Devontae Wyatt, Micah Parsons still on the team, week 15, leading in Denver. I go back to this moment so much because I think you and I both thought that was a Super Bowl contending team. They were the number 2 team in the NFC at that point, and the Rams were number 1. They would have hosted 2 playoff games. So yes, I do think that the Packers will and should at least host one.
I think so too. Because you win the division, you host.
It's a really good point.
So just win your division, you host a playoff game. We're going to continue this conversation up on the other side. You're watching WFRV plus Sports Night. Welcome back into WFRV plus Sports Night. I am Kyle Malzahn. He's Carson Fowler. We do some rapid fire Packers question. Good conversation today, Carson.
Trying.
All right, let's finish this up. Dynasty potential or just a contender? Are the Green Bay Packers a dynasty potential or are they just a contender?
Got to stay healthy. I think when you think of the dynasties in the NFL, I go back to the Chiefs, I go back to the Patriots. Just the consistency they had at keeping Tom Brady upright, keeping Mahomes upright, keeping their weapons healthy, keeping their defense healthy. I mean, you don't go on those stretches without those guys. Like, that's what like LaFleur said. He's like, I hate to say, like, we just didn't have the guys that we needed to win a championship.
Right.
Like, the Packers roster at the end of the year was just, I don't even think that's a playoff contending roster. And I hate to say that.
They're up 21-3, and then the Bears put them out.
Totally true. But I think if you start the season with the roster they ended it with, I don't think they even win 9 games.
So dynasty or contender?
Contender.
Same. Contender.
You can't be a dynasty until I've seen it yet.
Correct. And every
go get a Super Bowl and then you can be a dynasty.
Correct. That's the first stepping stone. So that brings me to my next question. Will the Packers win a Super Bowl by 2030? That's 4 seasons?
Man, if they don't, this whole Micah Parsons thing will have been the biggest disaster ever.
Or it'll just be a failure.
Yeah, disaster is the wrong word.
Right.
Just a failure.
Just a failure.
Because I think the whole point of going after this guy and giving up so much draft capital was to get a Super Bowl. You're like, there's no better time to do this than right now.
Because you have a young starting quarterback. You have a young core. Because in 2030, this quote-unquote young core that's already kind of 3-4 years kind of built in, they might be on other teams at the end of 2030. You know, like Jordan Love, like, who knows?
Who knows where Josh Jacobs will be?
I mean,
he might not even be in the league anymore.
I was going to say, yeah. So that's why I ask, like, Super Bowl by 2030? That's 4 seasons.
My gut says yes.
But it's really hard.
It's really hard. I just think Jordan Love is so close to being MVP, like a legit MVP contender.
Yeah. Here's my thing with Jordan Love. And I'll be the first to tell you, I'm the biggest Jordan Love believer there is. Have been since the day they drafted him. He just needs a little bit more consistency.
I just want to see like some swagger out of him.
Right. But we started to see more consistency this year, which inclines me to say it was his best year and might not have thrown for the most yards. But that was his next step into this year was what kind of quarterback is he? Is he one that throws the ball away or is he one that, you know, is smart? And I think this year we started to see that. So if he takes a step in year 4 and is still consistent with a higher rate of touchdowns and yards, like that's the level you can be at.
I would say I feel like he commanded the offense better than he ever has.
Yeah. There's just a few games out there where he lays clunkers. And if you want to be a Super Bowl team and a Super Bowl
Can't do
quarterback, you can't do it. Like, think of the Panthers game.
Eliminate
think of the Eagles game.
I would say Cleveland, Philly, and Carolina. Those 3 games were pretty much the exceptions to a pretty good season.
And even the Giants, like that Giants game wasn't that all that pretty either.
Sorry, caught myself. He had a good game QBR wise.
Yeah.
They just didn't need to throw the football. They were up the whole time. But yeah.
All right. Last question.
Okay.
Last question here. When the Packers win the Super Bowl, will Matt LaFleur be the head coach?
Ooh, that's a really good one. I mean, interesting because I did say that could the Packers win by 2030? Do I believe that Matt LaFleur will be the coach by 2030? I said yes to them winning a Super Bowl before 2030. It's tough. I mean, I guess by my logic, I would say that because they're probably going to extend him 2 to 3 seasons, and that would take them pretty close to 2030. Okay. I kind of think he can get them there.
Wow. Okay. That's fine if you think that. Like I was just like, wow, okay. I wasn't expecting you to say that. That's fine if you think that.
No, it's more just like I haven't seen anything else.
Okay.
And there were moments where I thought they were terrible, but there were a lot of good moments too, and I would say the good outweighed the bad. I'm really interested to see how, when we look back at this conversation next year, how much reigns true. Like, did everyone stay healthy? Did they win enough games? Because I give Matt LaFleur a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. He lost a lot of guys.
Correct.
But granted, next year, if he does the exact same thing, goes 9-7-1, and Tucker Kraft, Micah Parsons, Devontae Wyatt, Elton Jenkins are all healthy, I'm gonna be like, yeah, they made a mistake.
I can't definitively say yes, and I'm not even talking injuries. His decision making in big games has cost them, and we saw that on Saturday. His 3 timeouts that he used in that final 4th quarter late in the game were absolutely brutal. They take a timeout, and out of the timeout on 3rd down, they get a delay a game penalty. They took a timeout on a screen where everybody's at the line of scrimmage, and there was another one where they had too many defensive players on the field. Sure, you can call it timeout, but that comes back to coaching too. There's your 3 timeouts, and that forced Jordan Love in a gotta-have-it situation on a throw that who knows how the game would have went if they had all 3 timeouts. But that's neither here or there. Carson, good conversation, man.
Yeah, just one more thing. I would say a lot of it, Micah Parsons said, coaching only goes so far. It's also about the players.
Got to show more.
Got to show more. Brendan McManus also left 6-7 points on the board.
Totally, but Matt LaFleur committed to him.
Good point.
It's Matt LaFleur. All right. I'm done venting. All right, we're good. Carson, great conversation, man.
As always.
Good night, everybody.